Good evening and welcome to the Snap last minute tip session today. 2 days from now, 19th is the first of the Snap's tests. And I'm sure all of you know that some of you have decided to take 2 out of the 3 tests that the Symbiosis Institutes, and that is Snap, which is providing to all of you. I have taken a Snap's test taking strategy session about a few days back, maybe about 2 weeks back. But it is time, given that we have less than 48 hours, to figure out what should you do in the last 48 hours if there is anything to be done, and more importantly, what should you expect in the actual exam on the 19th of this month. I think that is very, very important before we go through this session as such. And I'm going to ask you to put up all your questions that you may probably have. Feel free to ask these questions when I take you through my presentation. So let's look at it. And Shreya, since you're there, I would like if you can just tell me whether it is visible, the presentation that I have made.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Thank you so much. So what we will do is I'll take you through some of the most important points of it. The agenda is very quickly understanding the pattern of the exam and the 3 sections that come in. What is it that you can expect in those sections? What are the sections and what areas, what types of questions come in? We will look at that. Certain important facts are something which will kind of give you that extra bit of information and extra bit of knowledge is what I will take it up. And then the most important question that I'm going to ask is, hey, what will be the cutoffs required to crack the Symbiosis Institutes? There are a lot of them, 14 of them if I'm not wrong. But SIBM Pune or SCMHRD Pune or SIIB become some of the very, very good colleges. We'll also talk about some other colleges as we go along. And then I'm going to take you through a last minute test taking tips. Okay, that's going to be the agenda. Some of you, or rather every one of you who's actually writing this Snap 2021 will know that the pattern is that there are going to be 60 questions and you are given 60 minutes to answer. The beauty of this is there is no sectional time limit, and more importantly, there is no sectional cut off. No sectional time limit, no sectional cutoff. That is completely important, because somebody who is really good in English can crack the English section and not worry too much about the quant section as long as analytical and logical reasoning is done well. Similarly, somebody who is very good in quant but pathetic in English can still do very, very well if one not ignores general English, but at least does not do or perform very well in general English. Will even that, for that person, overall score is all that counts. 15, 25, and 20. The interesting thing about it is completely unlike the IIFT exam that you've written, or the obviously the CAT exam that most of you would have written. Anybody who is thinking of writing Snap also, very likely that this pattern might continue for another year or two, COVID or no COVID, which means to say understanding how to prepare for this exam properly will make a huge difference. Now, what did come in general English and what are the key points that you need to take care of? First and foremost, you can see clearly that the entire paper is very, very straightforward. Fill in the blanks, synonyms, compound words, antonyms, and idioms and phrases. A lot of vocabulary based question paper. Then a little bit of a grammar, a little bit of parts of speech, which is again part of grammar, and just one question on parajumble, and that too not to find out what is the the sequence. You're just asked, hey, which of the 4 sentences starts? The paragraph starts with which of the 4 sentences, and as simple as that. In other words, this particular question paper, this particular section with only 15 questions can be done extremely fast if your vocabulary is very, very good. Now, the next question that will happen is, sir, what if my vocabulary is not good or my grammar is not so perfect? whether we are very good at vocabulary or bad at grammar as such, all that you need to do, my friends, all that you need to do, my friends, is to finish this section in less than 10 minutes, because there are no RCs. But more importantly, either you know the word or you do not know the word, or you understand the word or you do not understand the word. But one simple thing I'm going to tell you, and that is eliminate the choices. Even if you do not know, even if you do not know the actual word, but the sounding of the word. Wacky is a word, for example. It clearly is not a very sober word. Sober is a word. Again, it's not a wacky word. By looking at the word itself, you can estimate the type of meaning, even if it is not the exact meaning, the type of meaning. Where is it aggressive word? Is it a neutral word? Is it a negative word? Some such kind of things. And then if you can understand and solve the questions by eliminating one or two choices, you will be able to do this 15 questions in less than 5-6 minutes. Frankly, you don't really require. I have just put 10 minutes for the heck of it. But frankly, this will take less than 10 minutes. This is general English for you. Even the AR and LR, the analytical reasoning, it is a very AR heavy paper. The 25 questions come in this. Out of this 25 questions, the verbal reasoning part is just about 6 to 7 questions or 8 questions. That means the rest of 17-18 questions are completely analytical reasoning, coding, decoding, blood relations, number series, letter series. In this particular paper, I would say, even before you start the exam, remember, exam starts at 2 o'clock. The exam starts at 2 o'clock. You need to be in your seats by 1:30 p.m. Remember that. 1:30 p.m. you need to be in your seats. Before that, they will give you a sheet or two to do it. What I would do for an AR kind of a paper? I will start writing down straight away A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, like this, K, L, M. I know this is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Likewise for N, O, P, Q, I'll write down 14, 15, 16. Even before the exam starts, I will write down all the numbers, all the alphabets, and all the numbers corresponding to the alphabets before my exam starts. Why is that required? Because there will be 3 questions in coding decoding. If they ask you, cat is coded as this, snap is coded as this, what is that coded as? Some such kind of a number will be given to you. You will have to look at the corresponding numbers or shift of numbers or some such kind of a quick coding that you can make out, and you will be able to get. Similarly, there will be a letter series also. So 4 to 5 questions is there for the asking. And if you start the question paper, even before you start the question paper, if you write it down, you can save precious 1.5 2 minutes at least. And then questions like odd man out, direction sense, number series. Now the only worry that I have is a number series question. The problem with number series is, if you get the idea behind it, if you get the logic behind it, you will get it in a jiffy. But if you don't, you will have to leave it. So here is what I would say. Even if you can't do all 25, can you attempt 20, 22 questions? Maximum time that you should give is 30 minutes, but I'm saying 25 minutes, 25 questions is still possible. Remember, statement conclusions, assumptions, miscellaneous reading, and paragraph conclusion. These 7 questions can be done in 3 to 4 minutes. Questions like direction sense will take you 2 minutes. Linear arrangement, maximum 2 minutes. Circular, probably 1. Syllogism, probably less than 1. If you do what I'm saying, as far as coding decoding, this 3 plus 1 will take you 2 to 3 minutes only. Now, the only time extra taken is for blood relations and odd one out. Odd one out also probably will take you 1.5 minutes, which means 25 minutes you can actually do all 25 questions. Even if you can't do 25, 22, 23, leaving out 1 or 2 questions on number series which you are not getting it exactly is absolutely fine, because this is a scoring section. If I tell you what is the last year's cutoff, if you don't score well, you may be good in quant, you may be good in verbal, you may be bad in quant, bad in verbal, but there is one area you are expected to really do well, and that is AR and LR, and that's 25 questions. If you don't do well in this, you are almost out of the game as far as the top institutes in Symbiosis are concerned. Now, what will you do given that there is only 48 hours to go? I would say at best what you can do is go back to the snap mocks that you have done, redo these things from each of those snap mocks, redo these things, same things. Don't worry about that. And the third is, of course, the quantitative DI and DS. Remember, data interpretation will be hardly, this is data sufficiency, this thing. I made the same mistake there also. Data sufficiency will be hardly one question, data interpretation 2 questions, but the rest of it, if you can see clearly, is a lot of it is your arithmetic. The usual suspect arithmetic is complete. Then there is something called set theory can come in, or PNC can come in. You don't get it, don't worry about it. Here I am saying there are 20 questions. Give up to 25 minutes, but not more than 25 minutes, not more than 25 minutes, and try to do 15 questions. Those of you can do all 20 on 20, great. 50 on 50, 60 on 60 also is very much possible. But do not waste time on any questions. In general, the level of difficulty will be far lesser than your CAT or IFT. Yes, there will be one odd question in time, speed and distance, or a time and work, which might take you time. Read. If it's a lengthy question, don't even read it, waste your time. Come back to it if you have time for it. But the key thing here, like I am talking very fast, this exam is like the T20. It is not a test exam. It is not a test series. It's not a test going on, or it's not even an ODI for that matter. 60 questions, 60 minutes, you have no time. Remember, in your CAT, you had 66 questions and you had 120 minutes. That is not going to happen as far as this is. This is very fast. So what are the points which are important? If you have read the admit card clearly, there is no normalization. There is no normalization. There is no scaling across slots. The best of the two, if you're writing twice, the best of the two will be considered. There is no sectional cutoff. And of course, you know that you can do 2 out of the 3 tests if you have already paid for it. Now you cannot pay for it. Now you cannot pay for it. The last date is over. If you have taken 1, do the best that you can. But if you have taken 2, that's fine too. Next, this is very important. The cutoff percentiles last year, out of the 60 marks, look here, out of the 60 marks, 45 marks are the marks required for the general category in SIBM. Even for an SC/ST, you will still require 35 marks. That is the problem with that. SCM HRD is 96-97 percentile typically, which is about 42 marks last year. I don't see any reason why the paper will be any difficult than last year or any easier than last year, which means the broad cutoffs will not change. The broad cutoffs will not change. We'll come back on 19th. That's the day of the exam at 5:30. I am going to take the entire analysis. Please be there available on that day of the analysis too. The third best institute under Symbiosis stable and the program is the SIIB International Business Institute, Symbiosis Institute of International Business, which again takes at 90-92 percentile, which is also will be very high. And the next best is SIBM Bangalore, which is again 88 to 90 percentile. Once again, we are looking at a 36-37 marks. There are other good colleges also, like SIMS, Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, which has a defense quota of 85% and only a 15% quota for the All India students, that is non-defense quota students. Hence, the cutoff for the defense will be probably about 65-70 percentile, which will be very less, something 27-26 marks. But for All India students, it will be as high as 90 percentile again. SIOM Nashik is again a very good. Again, I expect this to be at 85 percentile. That means 30, 34, 35 marks. This year, we'll figure it out. SIMC Mass Communication, SIDTM Digital and Telecom Management, it's an information technology management, business and finance, sports sciences, health sciences. There are so many other institutes which are there. but these are all are decent colleges. Now the problem is, for every college you need to apply separately, and their last dates will be there. The SIBM and SCMHRD last dates will be out before you finish the exam, but for rest of them you can wait for the result and probably apply, or you will have 1 or 2 days before the result or after the result comes in. Please be on a lookout. Depending on what percentile you get and the score that you get, you can choose which schools to get in. Not all schools are brilliant, but the top 4 that I've put it across are very good. There is also an SIBM Hyderabad and SIBM Nagpur, which will come somewhere in between these institutes. Here is my few minutes before I take up any of the questions. I thought I will take you through this. My test taking tips for SNAP 2021 is suggested timing. If it's English, spend less than 10 actually. Analytical, between 25 and 30. If you're 25 and 30, 25 or 30, if you give time to analytical and logical thinking, then quantitative will be 25 or 20. Depending on, if this is 25, it will be 25. If this is 30, it will be 20. This is somewhere I am suggesting the timing. The second suggestion I give you is the sequence. You could exactly do it the way they give you. There are 15 questions, 25 questions, and 20 questions. General English first, analytical second, and quantitative third in this sequence. Timing, of course, is the same. Or you can actually do analytical first, scoring section I told you, then finish quant. Even if you have 7-8 minutes for general English, you will still be able to finish the paper. So this could be the order of your preference. Now, I don't have any suggestion whether this is better or that is better. I hope you have written the mocks. I hope you have taken the mocks. You have tried to experiment with both. And depending on whatever is the most comfortable for you, that is what you need to do. Do not change it at the time of the exam, because the exam clarity is there that this is only what is going to come in. But the last minute tips that I want to say, 60 questions, 60 minutes, guys. If you are not able to solve a question, or if you do not know the answer to the question, just move on. Don't waste your time. No sectional cutoffs, but should score positive in all sections. So don't leave any section at all. You have to score at least positive marks to be considered for a overall percentile and a admission to any of these Symbiosis colleges. Allot time as per your preference, or if you don't have an allotment, 10, 25, 25 is my simple rule. SNAP does mess up certain questions. We have seen over the last 10 years that there might be 1 or 2 questions where there is no correct answer given. It happened last year, happened every year. If you feel a question is wrong, just believe that it probably is. Move on. Don't waste your time. Mark and move on. Mark and move on. You will lose 0.25. Don't worry about it. But if you can eliminate, or if you can guess the correct question, that is what you can do also. And then you can go ahead and do that too. My simple funda today is stick to the basics. If you can stick to the basics, you will do a fantastic job. Wish you all the very best. Now I'll take any questions that can come for you on. Please feel free to ask. Right now, let me end the show for you, discard this, and go back to stop sharing. That's it. Now, I have given you all the questions. Let me just quickly take you through which college to select. Manvi, I told you the colleges, alphabets can be written before starting. Absolutely, Nishit. Sir, it's allowed to write before. Yes, Simesh. No problems. In fact, I have written it whenever I have written. Is it allowed to write anything on the sheet before the exam? Absolutely no problems. You write down what you want to do. You can write that this is my strategy. Or you say that I forgot an ABCDs and I'm writing ABCDs. लिख दो यार, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Sir, will they allow us to write before the kya bakwa? Hey guys, you want to become managers tomorrow, guys. Don't ask these questions. 8th Jan attempt Nivedita. Let me finish 19th and I'll come back to that. Don't worry about that. As far as 8th Jan is concerned, continue to write your mocks and listen to me on 5:30 or at 5:30 on the 19th, so that you know whether there is any change of strategy that you require. Very, very straightforward, Ravi Surya. Okay, let me take, sir, when do we get to know our first attempt scores? After the 3 attempts are over. There is no way you can wait for it. You'll have to finish after the 3rd attempt, Srija, only then you will get it. Any other things apart from ABCD you can write? The other thing that I normally write is, I will decide that this is my strategy. So I write down 60th minute to 50th minute, I should finish my, let's say English. 50th minute to let's say 25th minute I should finish my AR, and then 25. So, for your own sake, you can write down those things. Shall I give a mock tomorrow? Be my guest, Swarnabha Karmakar. If you have not given enough mocks, you can do it. CL faculty takes exams like takes snap exam like Cat Ajay Shen Gupta. I am taking the Cat snap on 19th. So you will have first hand information from me itself on the 19th at 5:30. Is that fine? Any other questions? I think scoring 25 to 30, is it not good enough, Devansh? Jalan, you need to kind of bump it up a little more. Attempt more is what I would say. That's the only way you can do better. Should we fill analytics program at SIBM Bangalore? Is it good? See, SIBM analytics program is good, but it is not the top 5. As simple as that. Sir, IFT on 23rd December. Any video for it soon? IIFT is on 23rd December? I thought IFT is over, Shavik. Jai Mata Di. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Any strategy video for... Oh, my mistake. You are saying about your second, those people of the Odisha people who have missed out, right? Bas, no different attempt. I can tell you that 110 marks to 120 marks will get you into IFT if you're a general category student and a male. Please go through our IFT analysis. Please go through the IFT analysis. Very likely, very, very likely that the level of the exam will be exactly the same way. Yeah, understood, Ravi. 35 in mocks is not bad, Myron, but again, I'm saying just make sure that you attempt as many as possible. I understood, Ayush, my mistake on that. Got that, Ajoy. Can I take 2 to 3 mocks tomorrow to adjust my exam strategy? Utkarsh, if you feel that you want to do it, don't stop yourself. Go ahead and do that. In fact, write one today and tomorrow, one of them at 2 o'clock straight away, so that you know that the timing is set, settled for yourself. Sir, please tell how is SIBM Pune College for Marketing? Excellent, Achal Yadav. Absolutely brilliant. If you can get into SIBM Pune, the only other institute that I will tell you, take it are the newer IIMs like Ranchi or Udaipur, or the old IIMs, Excel FMS, MDI, SP Jain, and NITI. Everything else, every other institute comparison, SIBM Pune is very, very good. Sir, how is SIBM Bangalore for HR? Again, please understand that it is good. Nivedita, anybody asks me how is it good? It is in the pecking order, it will come about 17th, 18th in the list of programs within the Symbiosis table itself. Please understand, SIBM Pune has 2 programs, but I'll say SIBM Pune number 1 main MBA program, then SIBM SCM HRD, then you have SIIB, then each of these has 3 more programs, that is 6 programs. There is SIMS, there is SIBM Bangalore's main program, and then business analytics program, and then you will get probably your SIBM HR program. So please understand that, or I will actually put it SIOM Nashik as better. Probably even SIMC in some cases is better, and then will be your SIBM Bangalore's HR program. Now the point is, if you are only interested in HR, for you it is the best one, second best one probably. So you can put it across. SIOM is a very, very good institute. Whoever is Utkarsh Jha. Sir, when will the results of our first attempt come? Manvi, it will come only after the 3rd day is over. When is the 3rd attempt day? When is the 3rd test? 35 is not bad. You can make it, Ankit. Please make sure that you spend a little more time. Make sure that your attempts are in the 55 range. If you want 45, if you attempt 45, you will never get that. You need to go to that attempt of 55 at least. How much is the difference in LOD between CL mocks and actual snap? See, Rananjay, only after the real snap comes in, I'll be able to give you the real answer for that. But I can say that it is comparable. Chances are that snap will be a little more easier than our papers. How is SIAB agribusiness? Yeah, in the pecking order, again, agribusiness is decent. But if you're interested in agribusiness, among the agribusiness institutes, IRMA, FABM, IIM Lucknow, XIM Bhubaneswar, And then the fifth one will be SIB Agri. If you're interested in agribusiness, oh, actually manage in Hyderabad will be better than XIM Bhubaneswar, and then this will come in. Then we have 16th January, correct. So the result will come only after 16th January, guys. SIBM Pune, Bangalore is good for finance. Pune is excellent for finance. Again, asking random questions like this will not help you or me, guys. It is good. If you get in, once you get in, please get in touch with me. Depending on what you have got, I will be able to help you out, take a final decision. Okay. Will the scores be normalized this year also? The scores will not be normalized. Last year, they did not normalize Utkarsh. This year also, they will not normalize. SP Jain Dubai is a good institute, Mahanas. But again, see, whenever somebody asks any question like what is a good institute or a bad institute, it depends on what is it that you are expecting from that. If, for example, there is one. The second thing is, what is the comparison that you're making? If somebody asks, is SIBM Pune finance better or SIBM Bangalore finance better? Obviously, SIBM Pune finance is better. If somebody asks me, is SIBM Bangalore finance better or let's say IMT finance is better, I'll say IMT finance is better. But if somebody says IMT finance and SIBM Pune finance, I'll say SIBM Pune finance. Now, what basis am I saying this? Three bases. One, the kind of students who go in. Two, the kind of companies that come in. Three, the placement packages. Now, you might ask me, how do I remember all these things? That's exactly what I'm paid to remember. Is that clear? Okay, now somebody's asking this question. The NMIMS Mumbai versus SIBM Pune marketing. See, if it is marketing, I would Okay guys, sorry about the issue. थोड़ा सा hang हो गया था because of some issue with the power and internet at the same time. But I would leave it with this one simple thing, that don't worry about the exams right away or the institutes right away. Try to crack the exam that you're writing day after tomorrow at 5:30 on the 19th of December. I will be there to give you a complete analysis of what the paper was, whether it is 45 that you would have got or 40 or 35 to get into an SIBM Pune or such in other institutes also. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much. Wish you all the very best. But one important thing is, SNAP is as good an exam as anything else that you're writing. Don't go with a lackadaisical approach. Go with a completely serious approach saying that you will try to crack it. Thank you so much.